How do you feel about competition? Do you think that you have to come out and you're competing with everybody else who does the same thing as you, or do you even care about competition? I'll tell you that when I was greener in my business, I used to have really major issues with competition. We think specifically about my CFO firm. Every time I saw somebody else with an accounting firm or with a CFO firm, when I saw people out there speaking, I would have this immediate clenching inside. Like in my chest would just always get tight. And I would think things to myself like, how am I ever going to be successful if there's already these amazing people out there doing amazing things? Like, how can I come and build a business in an industry where there's already so many people doing the work already? Why would anybody choose me? And how can I charge even more money than maybe some of them charge and still have clients who are willing to come to my business over theirs? I just want to tell you that if you ever have thoughts like this, totally normal. I think we all have these thoughts. And also, I very firmly believe that ultimately, I don't care about the competition. And here's why you shouldn't either. This is the Profit and Prosper podcast, the podcast where I will teach you how to take home a six-figure paycheck from your business without having to sacrifice your life today. So I think this idea of competing with other people really comes from a place of scarcity. I've eventually, mostly, I'd say 95% have gotten over that for my accounting firm. The same thing has come up for me personally when I think about coaching. I think about the industry as a whole, like how a lot of people feel like business coaches in general are not what they say they are. And I also see other coaches out there who are amazing, right? I see people who have been doing this for a lot longer than me, have built up major coaching businesses, who have huge audiences. And I just think to myself, how am I ever going to be successful? How am I ever going to get a market share in this industry where there's so many people out there? We have this idea that there's a pie. Everybody gets a piece of the pie. And if I take more pie, then somebody else gets less pie. Or if somebody else already has 90% of the pie, then there's no way you're ever going to be able to take some of that pie away from them. And I think that's just a normal mindset to have, but it doesn't have to be something that sticks with you long term. I think we have to recognize that that's not actually true. There's really almost unlimited amounts of money to be made in the world. I also like to remind people that the number of people in your industry or the number of clients, the size of the market that you serve, even if you niche down into something fairly small, there are going to be so many more people out there in the market than you even realize there are. There are more people in the market than you could possibly ever serve unless you get to be as big as like Amazon, for example. And I would even argue that Amazon probably could grow its customer base across the world if they wanted to. Not that I'm saying we like Amazon or whatever we feel about huge corporations, but the point is the market is huge. So last I checked, there are about 330 million people in the United States. We're specifically talking about high ticket offers, and the number of clients that you need to have a successful business with a high ticket offer could be 5, could be 20. So you cannot tell me that out of the 330 million people in the US, I think there's 30 to 40 million small businesses in the United States. You cannot tell me that there's no way on earth that the numbers don't shake out to where you can't find 5 or where you can't find 20 or even 100. The numbers are there. Like there's just so many people. There's so much opportunity out there in the world, not just in the US, but wherever you are. There's so much opportunity that I don't really care. I mean, I do care about competition, but it's not something that's going to keep me from doing the work that I want to do. In the last couple episodes, I have talked about how to find your unique expertise and how to deliver amazing value to your clients. One of the things I think makes me not feel like I need to focus on the competition is that I focus more on building my own brand. What I mean by that is both for Young & Co. and for my coaching work, I really have tried to develop my own unique or the business's own unique brand and messaging, and being in a position that maybe our position isn't the only CFO firm that provides the services the way that we do, but the way that we have our messaging, the way that we try to work with clients. And it's the same for my coaching brand. I mean, there's so many business coaches out there, but there's a lot less who have the exact experience that I have. There's a lot less who have the same personality that I have. And so while there may be a lot of other people out there, I don't focus as much on beating the other people out there, the competition, quote unquote, I focus more on being authentic to who I am and feeling confident that when I am authentically me, when my business is being authentic to its brand and messaging and core values that it has, that we will attract in the clients who want to work with a business that does business in that way. That as a coach, I will draw in clients who resonate with the way that I speak, with the story that I have, with the background that I have, right? Whereas somebody else might be better suited to a different type of coach. So what I want you to take away is that despite what everyone else is doing, despite the way that they structure their business and their offers, everybody has their own unique flavor. And that is what makes us all unique. That is how you are going to deliver your own expertise and your own transformations to your clients in a way that is unique to you for the niche or for the specialty that you are deciding to focus on. So if you are like me and have moments where you doubt your ability to be successful when you have other people doing similar things or other people doing the types of things that you want to do, what should you do? I would say number one, don't feel like you have to follow them on social media. Don't feel like you have to go and stalk everything that they do. In fact, I really purposefully tried to not follow other people who are in a similar industry from me, because one of the things that I really value for myself is not allowing their messages to dilute mine. I'm really trying to stay true to what I have to say and the work that I do and the way that I want to present it. And I find sometimes you can absolutely get ideas from other people, but I really just try to not have the way that they structure their business impact the way that I structure mine. And that doesn't mean that I don't use the experience that I've had or the coaches and mentors that I've had in the past. All of the experiences that I have had absolutely inform the way that I operate now. But when it comes to following your competition on social media or listening to their podcast, I don't personally think that it is helpful. Outside of times where I am just doing research, specifically for social media, I do sometimes sit down. I have very intentional days where I will go and just do research about what types of content are performing well, what topics are performing well, how are other people structuring the way that they do their marketing, and what elements of that could I take into my own marketing. Like that is about the extent of it. And then I really try to shut it down. Because the way that I have been able to, for the most part, overcome this fear or scarcity around competition is not by trying to convince myself that I'm better than them, because I think, to be fair, there's a lot of amazing people out there doing amazing things, but by really just focusing on being the best version and the most authentic and aligned version of myself that I can be. So what I want you to take from this is that even if there are other people out there who are doing what you want to do, that doesn't mean that there's not room for you too. As long as you are being true to yourself and leveraging your skill set and your own unique flavor, like I said, there are more than enough clients out there who will resonate with you, and probably more than you could honestly ever even work with in a whole lifetime. So don't let this scarcity, don't let the idea of other people, other competition out there keep you from showing up and doing the work that you feel called to do. So we are coming up on my free CEO Shift mini course, y'all. It is going to be kicking off very soon. So as a reminder, if you haven't registered for that, go to sarahhyoung.com/CEO Shift. It is going to be packed with tons of value. The first 2 days of the mini course will be pre-recorded. You're going to be able to watch them on a video or listen to them on a podcast. I want you to register so you can catch the first 2 days however you want to listen or watch to the trainings. Day 3, I am going to be teaching live with a live Q&A. So if you want to join, make sure you go register so you get the link and you can come and ask me all your questions about implementing a high-ticket offer and scaling your business. Thanks for listening. I hope that you got something good out of this episode, and I'll see you back next time.